been climbing yesterday, so some of the muscles we've been using are these, which goes to large intestinal level. Then you come up and you've got these points on the trapezius, really knotty up here. But if you know how to open the channels, you know, as you apply your pressure to there, I'm feeling the difference at the source point. So I know that we need to open the hand up to get the channels working. Our fingers do a lot more when we're climbing and walking. This is a very important point. Make the thumb move. Opening, using my body to open. That's it. Get a nice circle going now. And we've got these ligaments and meridians running through here, muscles, origins, insertions. So, very important points. Open. Most of our strains are in flexion, so we're pulling towards ourselves. So we come down the trapezius line, but also down the energy flows lines. And you've used your stomach muscles, you've used your shoulder muscles. So run one, small point, trapezius. This would be a typical ANMA, push squeeze. So depending on your anatomical knowledge, it could be on the origin insertion of the bicep muscle, or the insertion of the bicep muscle, it could be on the flex extensor muscles of the arms, or you could be watching peripheral nerves, or you could be on points. And the way that ANMA works, because it's squeezing with the body, it's dynamic in the way it squeezes the body tissues to give transmission globally. So that when we're stressing and we're pushing with our hands, the backstop is your shoulder. Whereas when you're working in natural movement, the backstop is the feet meeting with the floor, or only the interface we touch to. That's how a tensegrity system works and operates. So if I was to put my elbow there and turn around, then Charlotte, there's a result end of that the whole of that is tension coupled. So if I wanted that to be more feudal, so say she had a knife in her arm, and that's the best I could do. If I just brought that across there, that would give me the knife. Put me in a position to put her throat and put her arm up her back. Because of the way I'm moving, she has to follow all of those signals from one impulse that's crossing the interface, and then whatever I put through is the resulting end of the movement I'll achieve. So when you're releasing something, it's the same. You feel what's tight, and then you think, okay, what would it do to make it? Muscles are, like we talk about the steak, a muscle responds to signals, and so these pressure signals can actually alter the tone, out of the fascia. You get that facial drag, so now the peripheral nerves can move. You're stretching the energy flows, what people call meridians, which is just as important in clearing those blockages. And then of course you've got your lymphatics relating to those muscles, you could look as well. So you've got your organ lymphatics, meridian lymphatics, pushing those out. They're just movement. So this is large intestine 11. So that's how we taught us, rather than rub with your thumb and using your body, to make it like the lock that it becomes. Understand? And it's not about locking something up. What it's about is engaging it in such a way that when the tension couple goes to the core, it has no choice but to disarm itself. So if you had a knife and I got your thumb, I could have the knife. You don't have to tussle. It's about knowing what governs the rest. So a little finger would make you submit. And so it's about those movements. That's the ningu. But that's applied to the muscle. So you're pulling, tugging sometimes, stretching if you want, or lengthening, stripping. This had been a true injury, and we checked it when she hadn't broken the collarbone or something like that, fell, or she could have overstrained or fell from something and slipped. Then if you didn't pull all this out, your proprioception is lessened. So now as you climb up there today, you're in danger. You know, you might not get the sensation you want from that one finger. You're dangerous. Yesterday, as I came up here and climbed the waterfall, that was as much as my proprioception could take, because I haven't done it for 3 years. But today, I'm a little stiffer, but I'm hoping my proprioception will grow. But if you're completely missing, you can either compensate well or you clear it out.
Yep.
And see, this is how you do your own. This is how you go into your own. Say you're at K27, junction of the sternum and the collarbone also. So I put that thumb there as a fixed point, and that thumb there on the clavicle. Now as I move my elbow forward and turn my head, the thumbs go in. So that distracts this joint and opens it up. It also works frees K27, really important. I can go behind there and work the scalenes on the first ribs. With these head movements, I put my arm behind, and it's just knowing where to go to these places. So I can go into lung 1, and also you can adjust a bicep tendon from the same place. But you're working down, and it's a matter of going to these places as if you're doing it to someone else, either for therapeutic purposes or to take the thumb off them. So it's got to find the right angles of transmission and make the body art one, not this kind of action. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's the mastery he taught us.